Hi, I'm Greg McIntyre, and thank you for all the notary publics. November 7th is National Notary Public Day. We have a lot of notary publics at our firm. What do they do? Why are they so important? Let's talk about what a notary public does and why they're so important in our firm, in a legal setting, and in society, okay? In American society. And we actually work with notary publics all over the planet. And notary publics have more power or less depending on the jurisdiction, depending on the country, for example. But let's talk about notary publics in the United States, in North Carolina, let's say. Morgan, you are a notary public.
I am.
You are our estate planning coordinator here in our Charlotte office for the longest.
Yep.
And trained the newer person that does that in our office, right?
I did, yeah.
So tell me about a day in the life as your role as a notary public, knowing that wasn't all the job encompassed, but that was certainly a crucial part of it.
Sure, I would argue that it is the most important part. So when a client comes in to sign their documents, they will first give me their ID so I can validate their identity, verify who they are. I make sure that ID is not expired. That's the main thing. A lot of people think just having an ID is enough, but that's not the case. It needs to be non-expired. So once I check that ID, I scan it into our system, log it into my notary book, and then we go into the signing. So whenever we sign, I have to physically see the person sign the document, as well as any witnesses who are watching them sign those documents.
And really what's guiding all those procedures you're going through is you're making sure that you comply with the statute in North Carolina to notarize a document, right?
Absolutely.
A current valid state-issued ID. There's other ways that you can verify someone's identity. I think if the notary public knows the person, is a friend or acquaintance of the person, you could do it that way. There's a few different ways within the statute to validate, but what's important is the notary public is really, to ensure that that person that's signing that document is who they say they are.
Absolutely.
Right? Before they put that notary seal and stamp on it. And to see them either face to face or under the emergency video notary statute, can see them through that digital window, and which is a different block for a notary, for the notary block. The written language in that block is different on the document, right?
You have to indicate that it was a virtual signing, who was present at the virtual signing, who was in person, who was virtual.
I think we have to get a digital scan of that back within 24 hours.
Yep, within 24.
And then get the originals back to actually put the physical notary seal on it.
And then I would sign and date the day that I received the document and put my own eyes on it.
Sure. I would hope that every notary public out there takes their role, the importance, and just the gravity of what they do seriously, as serious as you do and our notaries do, Morgan.
Absolutely.
Because it is so important, and I do drive home that point too, and I very much appreciate you and all the notaries in our office. Without it, we couldn't do business.
No, not at all. We would never get anything done.
Exactly, and it's so important that these checks are all over the place in society to be able to do things with banking, legally, other things, because it forces a stop and a pause. It prevents fraud, right? And that's super important so we can have just a well-functioning society that we can depend on these things, right?
Absolutely.
So I very much appreciate you. And all the notaries out there, happy National Notary Public Day. Thank you for what you do.